Throughout the time of history, there have been many great leaders who have led the Islamic forces through many countless battles and victories against some of the largest empires in the world. A lot of these war heroes have had a huge impact on the influence of the rise of Islam and for what it is today. Welcome everyone, how are you guys doing today? It's your boy Ayaan Luqman and welcome back to FTD Facts, where we post daily videos exploring the interesting world that we live in. In this video, we're going to be talking about 10 most powerful Muslim heroes of all time. So on number 10, we have Harun al-Rashid. Harun al-Rashid was born in Iran in 763. In some sources, they say he was born in 766. Harun al-Rashid became Abbasid dynasty's fifth caliph and is considered one of the greatest leaders. By the time he came to power in 786, the Abbasids were already at their strongest, and he was one of the world's most powerful men. One of his major military achievements was the successful campaign against the Byzantine from 797 to 806. While he didn't expand the empire any further, Harun's reign is best known for his religious, scientific, and cultural prosperity. Harun was the man who pushed Islamic culture forward. So on number 9, we have Mahmud of Ghazni. So Mahmud was born in 971 in modern-day Afghanistan and was a man who valued learning. Mahmud was the first leader in history to carry the title Sultan, which means authority, and he is probably the greatest leaders of the Ghaznavid Empire. He had a successful military career where he created an empire that spanned across Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and parts of India. He quickly learned the value of using powerful archers on horseback as it became his primary tactics in battles. Unlike a number of great military men, his archers could kill enemies from a great distance and make it easier for his troops on the ground to overwhelm the enemy. The one thing he's best known for is his invasions of India. From 1000 to 1027, Mahmud invaded India on 17 different occasions. His invasions were timed so well because they occurred every time whenever India's power was in a decline. So on number 8, we have Ertugrul. So according to the Ottoman tradition, he was the son of Suleiman Shah, leader of the Kai tribe of Turks. Ertugrul fled from western Central Asia to Anatolia to escape the Mongol conquest. According to the legends, after the death of his father, Ertugrul and his followers offered their services to a Sultan of Rum. So Rum is what we currently know as Turkey. So the Sultan of Rum rewarded him and his followers with the control of the town Sogat. So Sogat was a place that was neighboring the Byzantine Empire. Eventually, this set off the chain of events that would ultimately lead to founding of the Ottoman Empire. On number 7, we have Sultan Mehmed II, also known as Mehmed the Conqueror. He was the Ottoman Sultan who ruled from 1444 to 1446, and then again ruled from 1451 to 1481. Mehmed II was only in his teenage years when he defeated the crusade led by John Hunyadi, who was a Hungarian leader. John invaded Mehmed's country and broke the conditions of the peace treaty between them. So when Mehmed II ascended to the throne again in 1451, he enforced the Ottoman navy and made preparations to attack the Constantinople, which is the modern-day Istanbul, Turkey. At the age of 21, he conquered Constantinople and brought an end to the Byzantine Empire. After the conquest, Mehmed claimed a pretty cool title as the Caesar of the Roman Empire. On number 6, we have Osman I. Osman, or Osman Ghazi, was the leader of the Ottoman Turks and the founder of the Ottoman dynasty. Osman's father was Ertugrul. The dynasty bearing his name later established and ruled the Ottoman Empire. So the interesting part about Osman is that the Ottomans did not record the history of Osman's life until the 15th century, which is more than 100 years after his death, which makes it very challenging for historians to differentiate between facts and myths in the stories that are told about him. But what we do know is that after his father Ertugrul passed away, he was in charge of the town Sogat, where he would launch raids against the neighboring Byzantine Empire. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, please make sure to hit the like button, as well as don't forget to subscribe, and let's move on to number 5. So on number 5, we have Muhammad bin Qasim al-Thaqafi. So Muhammad bin Qasim al-Thaqafi was an Arab commander for a general of the Umayyad Islamic State during the rulings of the Caliph al-Walid. At the age of just 17, he was sent by Caliph al-Walid to lead the conquest of Sindh and Multan, which we currently know as Pakistan. During this time, Sindh and Multan were actually under control of the third and the last Maharaja of the Brahmin dynasty. If you guys don't know what a Maharaja is, basically it's an Indian prince, and during that time the Indian prince was Raja Dahir. The Indian prince Raja Dahir was actually inferior in technical skills and lost to Muhammad bin Qasim, who was only 17 in the Battle of Aurora. which actually makes Muhammad bin Qasim the first Muslim ever to successfully invade Sindh, which had laid down the foundations of Muslims to rule in the subcontinent. So on number 4 we have Saladin. The Egyptian Sultan is one of the most famous Muslim commanders of all time. So Saladin was born in the modern day Iraq in 1137. His military career began when he started following his uncle's footsteps. His uncle's name was Ertugrul. Him and his uncle would go into various battles together. He actually became the first sultan and ruler of Egypt and Syria. He then went on to defeat the Crusaders in the Battle of Hattin in 1187, where he gained control of the holy city, Jerusalem. So after the European officials found out about this, they sent the Third Crusade to take back the holy city, where Saladin fought the legendary King Richard the Lionheart. So the fight did end up with the truce where the Muslims still had control of the holy city. So on number 3 we have Tariq Ibn Ziyad. So Tariq Ibn Ziyad was a Umayyad commander who in 1107 initiated the Muslim conquest of the Visigothic Hispania, which is presently known as Spain and Portugal. He led a large army and crossed the Strait of Gibraltar from the North Africa coast. So the name Gibraltar is actually the Spanish deviation of an Arabic name meaning the mountain of Tariq. So Tariq had won a decisive victory when Roderick, who was the Visigothic king, was killed in the Battle of Guadalete. So there is a legend that says that Tariq actually ordered that the ships that he arrived in to be burnt to prevent any hesitation from retreating. So on number 2 we have Babur. So Babur's name means tiger, and he became the first Mughal emperor after overcoming a series of initial setbacks. Although Babur was a Mughal, much of his support came from the Turks. So he made his first raid on India in 1519 and he captured the site Kandahar, which is modernly known as Afghanistan. So while conquering Punjab in 1525, Babur's army numbered no more than 12,000, while his opponents had around 100,000 soldiers. He used innovative tactics to split up his enemy's army and use his artillery to cause panics. This wasn't the only time where Babur overcame incredible odds. He would use his brilliance tactics to always outsmart his opponents. So number 1 we have the one and only Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He is the most influential Muslim in the history of Islam. It is believed that Islam is a faith that was gradually revealed to humanity by a number of prophets. Complete revelation of the faith was made through the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in the 7th century. So after the Holy Prophet's encounter with Angel Jibreel, he spent the rest of his life in receiving revelations. The words of revelations were remembered, recorded, and formed the Holy Quran, which became the foundation of Islam and the Muslim world. When the Prophet started to preach, a lot of people started to accept Islam, and by the time he passed away in 632, almost all the tribes of the Arabian Peninsula had converted to Islam. I know there are many powerful Muslim heroes out there that we didn't mention in this video, so please make sure to comment them down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, as well as don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.